Hey, this TK Irish. That's right, man. I'm coming from Camp Kennerk like usual, but I tell you what, we're getting close to Christmas. And man, we got a story to tell you about Christmas, and we got a special place we're going to take you that you just can't believe really exists. One of the things that we do here at Camp Kennerk is we always try to make sure the best way to help yourself is help the other person first. And not long ago, I did a little Meals on Wheels kind of concept for some people here in the area. And, I got home, put my feet up, turn on the ball game, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call. It's Sean. TK, you wouldn't believe what happened. We missed Mrs. Murphy. She does not have her turkey dinner and she is having an episode. What are we going to do? I said, just take it easy. Just take it easy. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the kitchen. I'm sure there's some stuff around there that we could put together to get her turkey dinner and everything will be fine. So we get down there, we're looking around and we could find some pie left over, some other things, but the turkey was gone. But what was there was a Cornish game hen. Ah, yes, perfect. A Cornish game hen is about the size of about that big. Not very big, but very, very tasty. So we zap that in the microwave. We cook everything up, and I decide I'll go see Mrs. Murphy. So I get to Mrs. Murphy's. I walk up the 3 flights of stairs, and I knock on the door, and she opens it, and she's got her blue eyes just riveting on me. I said, "Hello, Mrs. Murphy. How are you today?" I'm TK. I don't know. I know who you're being. I know who you're being, yeah. I remember you and your brothers, all the hooligans running around, tomfoolery, shenanigans. Oh my goodness gracious. And your mother, God rest her soul. How in the world she ever put up with you kids? I told her once that what she needed to do is that when you boys came down for your oatmeal in the morning, just take a shillelagh and pop them up the side of the head. Get some common sense in that brain. Well, I don't think she ever did that because look at you guys. I said, Mrs. Murphy, it is so nice seeing you again. Gosh, it's been years. And, I have your turkey dinner here. And I just wanted to make sure you're doing well and everything's fine. And she's got that glaze in her eye. She is having a fit, but that's okay. I've seen it before. She taught school for 50 years here in the area. So everyone's been exposed to it. Everyone knows it. So I said, Mrs. Murphy, here's your turkey dinner and have a happy holiday. She grabs it. She slams the door shut. I'm just going, whew, man. It's been a while since I've been introduced to that one. So I walk back down the 3 flights of stairs and I get to the sidewalk and all of a sudden I hear her voice go, TK, TK. And I look up and she is leaning out the third-story window. She's got the Cornish game hen in one hand and is shaking it at me saying, you call this a turkey? This is the sorriest turkey I've ever seen. So, and I just waved to Mrs. Murphy. I said, enjoy your turkey dinner. Have a pleasant day. So, you always want to do things the right way. And Mrs. Murphy always reminded me that, yeah, there is a judgment day for all of us in one shape, form, or another. So, Douglas, have you ever been introduced to Mrs. Murphy? Have I ever told you about Mrs. Murphy before?
No, TK, and it is so good to see you again. And thank you for your TK Irish story. My Mrs. Murphy was a woman named Mrs. Hart in the ninth grade, and she was the Latin teacher, and she was really strict. And boy, it just that was the homeroom, and she was pretty strict. But over the years, I've always loved looking the Latin word and why it is. So, but she was strict. She was really something.
Well,
Oh, good.
oh,
So there
good.
was a few others. Mr. Sharkey rapped me on the knuckles a couple of times,
Well, then let's have a drink to him. Get a Dr. Pepper. Happy holiday. Let's crank this thing up. I'm ready to go.
Okay,
All
this
right.
is true.
So, Douglas, check this
Yes,
out. All
huh?
right. You're not
All
going to
right.
believe this. This is Christmas time.
Yes,
Santa
sir.
Claus. Everything's going on, right? Would
Yes.
you believe, and I'm not making this up, there is a Santa Claus, Indiana. It's a legit city. I'm, I kid you not, because I can't make this stuff up, right? And it's year-round Santa Claus, Christmas. They got the decorations, they've got the buildings there, and it's about 2,500, 3,000 people who live there, and they're all dedicated to Santa Claus and Christmas. It's also known as America's Christmas hometown. And they, but here's the ironic part. This is the way things work in Indiana. Okay. The original name was Santa Fe. Well, they realized that Santa Fe was already been used for a city in Indiana. So they decided, let's just call it Santa Claus instead. It stuck. So we have Indiana, Santa Claus, Indiana. And but here's the cool thing is they have their own post office there. And you can imagine all the letters that go through the post office addressed to Santa. That's where they go. They go to Santa Claus, Indiana, and a lot of them get replies back. Of course, Santa. That's Santa's gig, man. They got helpers everywhere. But it's really neat. Here's a couple pictures here of the post office. Wanted to show you, and it's really cool. And then this is the front of the when you drive in, and a couple other pictures I think you'll really enjoy. But they're just not stopping on Christmas. They've got a water park. Matter of fact, they had one of the first water parks in the country that opened in 1946. So they've been doing this quite well, and they have places. You can rent cabins. They got parking. They have oh gosh, they got a castle, Santa's Candy Castle, built in 1935, and it's been standing, been going well. They got a Santa Claus museum and village. So I'll tell you, if you are into Christmas, you're into Santa Claus, this is the place you got to head out to, Douglas, because they got parades, they got all types of events going on. But check this out. You know what 7 miles away from there is Abraham Lincoln boyhood home. It's a national memorial just down the road. So you can get your history lesson, you get your candy canes, you get on Santa's lap. I mean, what else would you want to do for a whole weekend, Douglas? Hey,
TK, that is beautiful. That is wonderful and great pictures. Really, really something. I did not know there was a Santa Claus, Indiana. That is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully that we can get our podcast, Camp Kennerk podcast, to the residents of Santa Claus, Indiana, that we are thinking about them.
yes. And I think we might want to wait till January or February after they catch their breath because you can imagine. I mean, that place is just, 1 million people a year go there, and people never hear of it. But it's
Yeah.
about 75 miles west of Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
So
And now, did you put up a picture of a map or can you do that
yeah,
now?
yeah, there'll be a map there. We'll show you everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Do they have a place there where the airlines can stop? Or just,
Louisville, you can go.
or is it the reindeer airport?
Well, they were real. I called the Chamber of Commerce and I was asking them about that. And they said, well, this time of year, we really can't talk about air transport because of the airspace issues. And, we work with the government very closely. And, not just the United States, we work with all the governments throughout the world. And
Yes,
thank goodness we have great relationships with us.
right.
And so they just said, we'll talk about that later and we'll give you a little bit better tour. But they said for right now during the holidays to fly into Louisville, uh, drive 75 miles west, and there you are in the heartlands of southern Indiana, the boyhood home of Abraham Lincoln, Santa Claus, candy canes, uh, gift shops, anything with Christmas and Santa, that's the place you need to be.
TK, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. And it's 1 week away from Christmas, 1 week away. And so we have our shopping to do, our last minute shopping. And Jojo Bear over here is made his request for some things he would like to have for Christmas. And Cowboy Otis up here in charge of security, he is made out a list and he's got his stockings that he's ready to hang up. And here's a whoops, hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. Here's a stocking for myself that I'm going to hang up real soon, you see. So,
Wow. How is that something that you've had since you're a child, young man?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very
And
good.
And I got my first package, my first Christmas package yesterday. Had lunch with an old friend, and I've got a Christmas present right here. And she said that I could open it up. Guess what she got me? A bar of Duke Cannon big ass brick of soap, a
Well,
big ass brick of soap. So I was said to her, is this some sort of message for me that I should shower? She said, no, just read what it applies here. Big ass brick of soap, so there you go. Oh, thanks, hon.
well, does she know that that's on the Camp Kennerk gift list?
Uh, she must have seen the podcast.
Well, see, we got one viewer in our galaxy that listens to our gift ideas and
Right.
say, yes, that is what we need to do. So if
Yes.
anybody else out there taking advantage of our holiday gift list, let us know. Drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
And then when I went over to the bank to try and get some money to pay for the little gift for the postman and that sort of stuff, at least I got a candy cane.
There you go. You
But
got
I said to the girl, I said, look, you're really cutting back. Last year was a bigger one. Things are getting a little tight here.
Well, we're cutting interest rates, sir. So that cuts our budget.
Now, this is the last week before Christmas, and there's a lot of people who are going to be running around. But I've got a very interesting story for you concerning shopping that I had. I had to go on to Amazon to get a couple of packages, something for Jer. You met Jer, the mailman. I got him he's a big Chiefs fan, so I got him a cap and some socks and that sort of stuff. So I had to order it through Amazon. And there was a particular book that I wanted to get for a friend. That's an art book by Calder, the sculptor.
Yes.
He got a bunch of stuff there in Dallas.
Hmm.
And so I ordered it on Amazon. Then about a day later, I know there were two separate orders. They're not at the same time, two separate orders. So I got this uh, email stating that there's going to, oh, and I was initially told by both of them 5 to 7 days, delivery in 5 to 7 days. Fine, I don't care. 5 to 7 days. And then I got this email from Amazon stating that the Chiefs cap and socks were going to be delayed a couple of days. And I said, oh, okay, okay. But then the next email stated, because of the delay, we're going to forego the shipping charge of $11. I said, okay. I mean, they're handling it. What am I going to do? I can't do anything. So a couple of days later, I go out to the front door and here's this box. Okay. And it's a kind of big box. And I said to myself, wow, I wonder which of the two gifts is in there. Which is, because I was told one's going to be delayed. Well, here's this box right here. Well, sure enough, both gifts were in the box. But they did. Okay, so I'm going, way to go, Amazon. Okay, you want me to send you the $11 or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was kind of amazed at that, and that's why Amazon is who they are.
Well, it's called under promising and overperforming, Douglas. You know, eh, they do this because they understand the psychic of ordering a gift and
Yes.
receiving it. So when
Yeah.
they say 5 to 6 days, you go, okay, 5, 6 days, that's fine. But when it shows up at 2 days or 3 days even, you're excited because you weren't expecting that. That's a great marketing job.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I do. You want to give them a range, 5 to 7 days,
Mhm.
7 to 10 days. I understand that. It was there's been a problem shipping the one item and saying, okay, we're going to forego the $11 and ship it. And then they both came. So that to me was okay. This is surprising, but it's a contrast to the story I'm now going to tell you. Okay,
Okay.
about shopping. Now there's a CVS over here, the drugstore chains over here. It's about three blocks away, and they have a something called a $5 a month club. So if you belong to the $5 a month CVS club, you get extra bonuses and things off when you purchase something. And you also get, when they take the $5 out of my bank account around the first of the month, they'll give you a $10 credit. So for $5, you get $10 worth of credit. So it's not a bad deal. Okay. So, and I've been part of it for, oh, probably ever since I've been here. Since it's within walking distance, I'll go in there and look at coupons and that sort of stuff. So I'll look at it and see what. Now I have lots of stuff around the house that I use. I don't buy stuff because of the coupons. So, but anyway, so a friend came over for lunch about 10 days ago. And so we're walking around to wear off the tacos because they were the Maudie's tacos and they were really good, you know. And so we go over to CVS and I'm buying something, whatever it was. And I talked to the gal, Allison, and she's really cute. She's the manager. And I, I tell my friend I belong to this $5 a month club. It's a pretty good deal. And where he lives close to a CVS where out on West. So I said, you should sign up for it. So Allie says to my friend, oh, if you sign up during the Christmas holidays, it's only $2 a month. I said, oh, okay. So that's $24 a year. I'm paying 60. So I said to Ali, can I, well, I'm paying 60. How come he gets, well, it's a special promotion. So, well, can I quit my $5 a month club and then sign up for the $2 a month club, saving, a bunch of money,
Mhm.
$36, And she says, I don't know. You have to call the 800 number. So I call the 800 number and I get this nice gal. Okay. She says, no, you can't do it because it's all associated with your email and phone number address. You can't do it. So I said to this sweet gal, and before I started ranting, I said, so I'm a loyal customer in the $5 a month club for 10 years, a loyal customer. And I shop at your place consistently. You can look at my record. I have to pay more than somebody who's new. So there is the difference at why Amazon is expanding and CVS is cutting back stores because of how they treat the customer.
Exactly right, Douglas. And this is a great comment because you see this in other industries. Well, for new customers only. Cell phone companies are like that. Well, if you're an existing customer, they won't give you a new phone.
Right.
But if I walk in and they say, "Hey, by the way, I want to switch," well, yeah, yeah, and I'm going, well, how about the other guys here? Oh, don't worry about them. They won't know about it, or they
No.
don't care about it. So, they don't understand that loyalty is what keeps companies floating. And with today's social media presence, that type of story, I guarantee you, Douglas, if you went on Facebook or anything and you told that story, they will be back with you in about 48 hours with the solution.
I just may do that because the whole aspect of loyalty. Now, when I'm a Chase customer, and every now and then there'll be something they'll get a flyer or something. You'll get new customers get $200 or $100 in their bank account. Well, wait a minute. I've been with Chase since the old chemical bank days 40 years ago. I'm a loyal customer. I'm not going anywhere. Where's my $200?
Hmm.
See, so you're now, I don't want to get into a rant or anything like that, but I'm ranting. This is how the difference of treating customers. What if they said, well, there's no banking fees for the month of December. You're a loyal customer. So, oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's very nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or here's a ball cap or something. I don't know. So the the whole aspect of how to compete is thrown off with treating the new customers better than the loyal customers.
Well, and the thing is, the new customer is only going to be new to them, the
3 months.
company, for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then, you're just, well, we'll run another promotion for other new ones. Well, you can't go back, hey, hey, hey,
Yeah.
I'm an existing customer. How about me?
Yeah.
So I've designed a lot of promotions over my career, and that's always been an issue. And the customers that are my clients who understood this always had I call it not a residual backup plan, but they had something that they would offer customers who were existing customers who called and said, "Hey, how come I don't get the $200?" Well, they had a backup plan. They said,
Yes.
"Well, how about this? What size T-shirt do you wear? Would love to send you a T-shirt." And
Yeah.
well, then all of a sudden everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just the mindset of how you treat the loyal customers. That's all.
Yeah, I understand that, Douglas.
Right.
They don't everything's disposable to these people.
Yeah.
If they run this promotion for $200 and they get 50 new accounts,
Yeah.
well, they don't care if 25 leave, they're still up 25.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. I know. I know. But anyway, uh, on that about shopping and that story about shopping for Christmas, 1 week away, my experience with Amazon and with CVS, the two differing things there. So from now on, I'm shopping a little bit more at Amazon, you know.
Well, Amazon has a pharmacy. They have, you
Yeah,
know,
I
you
know.
can buy a
Yeah.
car, whatever you want. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Now that leads into another thing here, TK. Starting in January of 2022, okay,
Mhm.
2022. When we were going through the start of what COVID started in 21, was it 21, 2021? The
Yeah,
whole issue of inflation was coming on, okay?
yeah.
So I Doug the neighbor decided to gauge inflation in the state of Texas because we have so many people that are moving here. The first thing they're going to ask is, well, how much does it cost to live in Texas? What's it gonna, and right now the current situation of gasoline in California being $4 and $5, and I paid 250 this morning, at the Exxon. It's on there 251 at the Exxon. So how much does it cost to live in Texas? So I created something called the Texas Essentials Gotta Have It Index. Okay. There we go, like this. All
Oh,
right.
yes. Very official looking, Douglas. I'm
Oh, yes, on legal pad with my writing, very official. But you notice the colored numbers. You see the color orange, Texas orange. Right, okay. So the theory is that if you're moving here to Texas, how much it costs to live here? So I came up with a index of 10 Texas products made here in Texas that you're going to use. In other words, they're essentials. You will use these and you got to have it. You just can't get around it. You're going to have it. So it's the Texas Essentials Got to Have It Index. And it starts with Jimmy Dean Bacon out of Hereford, Texas. okay? And it's Lone Star Beer, the tall boys out of San Antonio. Try getting along with without a Lone Star during July when you're cutting the lawn, right? And there you go. So you got to have it. Or Exxon, regular, diesel, and propane. And Dr. Pepper, the 16-ounce six pack. All right. Or a Slurpee over at the 7-Eleven. And of course, we're Texans. We don't buy small, we buy the big gulp,
Oh,
right?
yes, absolutely. And because, like you said, come July and August, you're out there doing something, outside the air conditioning. You're gonna get thirsty, and you're gonna get real thirsty, real fast. And the only thing that's going to solve that is one of two things: a big cold Lone Star beer or a Slurpee.
Or
So,
Slurpee, big gulp, big
yeah,
gulp.
big
Yeah.
old take your
Or even if
call.
you're going on a Texas road trip, what do you need? You need a gulp, big gulp,
Yeah.
so there. It's right there. Okay. How about some Bluebell ice cream from Brenham, Texas? The best ice cream in the world. Or if you got your dog, you got to take care of your dog. Dot the dog, Merrick Dog Food from Hereford, Texas. And then here in Austin, the Austin Electric bill, because we have a bill that covers garbage, water, sewers, landscaping stuff. So we have something called within one bill, the electric bill, which handles the AC and the heat. So it's measured in kilowatt per hours. And I have no idea what a kilowatt is. I don't know. It's on, it's off. That's all I know. And then that is a separate part of the bill. So what I did is I totaled all of these 10 up and got a number and then divided it by 10. So that gave me an index number and then compared that index number with last month and then with January of 2022. So you see that the
Okay.
total prices added on up, divided by 10, gives you an index number, then compare it for January 22 and November. So let's have a little contest. You ready?
I,
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm an economist on the side. I never told you that. Yeah, but it's not for the Federal Reserve. It's for the reserve of something else. They don't tell me the name. They just ask me to crunch the numbers. So, the nice guy that I am, I just wing it.
The TK dollar index.
There you go. That's what we're
Yeah.
going to call it.
Okay. So what the increase or decrease in the inflation scale from last month? What do you think it is? Now, gas prices have come down.
Is
My
that
electric bill has come down because we've had nice weather. It's in the fall. It's a little chilly now, but it's come down. So, what do you think the increase or decrease is from last month, November?
based on an annual return or a
No,
quarter?
no, just over last month. Just over last month.
I would say 1%
Okay.
for over the month to month.
No. Okay. No. The
Okay.
index has decreased by 18%
Wow.
in 1 month because I paid 250 for gas, propane has come down, diesel has come down, but the electric bill has come down. But the decrease in the index from November is 18%.
That's very impressive.
Yes, okay, now buckle up. January 22 is the base month. Okay. So
Hmm.
what do you think is the increase of from January of 2022? Same 10 products, all Texas products, same sizes. What do you think is the uh, increase?
Oh,
That's a hint.
I'd say 8%.
Try 46%.
Up or down?
Up.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's 10% a year.
Yes, since January of 2022.
So that's
Up.
10% a year.
Yeah, 46%.
Hmm.
Yeah. And last month it was because of the index, where is it? Well, last month it was up 77%. Up 77%. And this month has just changed it.
Hmm.
18%, you know. So when you come to Texas, yes, prices are low, but
You should have
since
been here 5 years ago. What took you so long, you silly goose? Texas is always cheap, but you got to get here first to make it work.
yeah, or it's great. I wasn't born here, but I got here as soon as I could. Well, you're already late. Now, TK, that's pretty serious stuff. Now, I wanted to let you know about something that is a charitable project that I have been doing with, and your son was a recipient of it, uh, which is the Possum Trot Bakery, where we being Doug the neighbor and the team here in Austin, Texas, have been sending cookies to our troops around the galaxy, and we've been doing it. This is our fifth year. And we've been sending troops out to right now. We've got two Navy guys and we've got an Army a guy in over in Europe. So we have a short video of Doug the neighbor and the Christmas cookies that we have been sending out. TK, this is the fifth year of the Possum Trot Bakery, a charitable endeavor sending cookies to our service people around the world. And I believe we sent some cookies to your son, Kevin, who was serving in the Marines. Well, this is the start of our fifth year. We have two bakers, T-Wow, who's all of 14, and Perio, who's a little older, making wonderful cookies to send out the troops. This is our fifth year, the Possum Trot Bakery, and very, very proud to do a charitable endeavor for our service people around the world.
That's very, very impressive, Douglas. I remember Kevin writing me when he received your cookies, and he said he wished he hadn't shared the news with his troop buddies because he only got one cookie, and everyone else was fighting over a great, homemade cookie. And you never realize what the simple things are that makes the biggest impacts. And obviously, in his troop, those cookies from the bakery really made a huge impact on their morale.
Good, good. Possum Trot Bakery. This is the start of our fifth year. Our bakers are T-Wow, who's a cute little 14-year-old neighborhood kid, likes to bake cookies, likes to bake cookies.
Well, you guys
And
must get along pretty good because you love eating cookies. So what a
well,
beautiful
then Perio.
relationship.
Now Perio, we feature Perio with some of the food that he cooks. He also makes the cookies,
Mhm.
and there's a rule around here. The first cookie I taste is for taste, and then the
Mhm.
second one is for consistency, and then they've got to get out of here. Once they're here, I'm over at the post office ready to go.
That's great, Douglas. That really is.
Uh,
And the thing is, it doesn't take much to make a lifelong memory. And you think about these guys, like my son Kevin, he was in Japan for 4 years due to COVID.
yes.
And eating industrial food. I mean, he said it was good, but the thought of it, someone's thinking about us.
Mhm.
And maybe some guys are homesick. Maybe some of the people, got issues with one thing or another. And, gosh, that was, it's like a smile. You know, no one's ever turned down a smile.
Or a
Well,
cookie, or a
or
cookie.
cookie, because cookies create smiles. See?
Right, right. And the greatest words you ever hear in your life is when your grandmother hands you a plate of cookies and says, "Take two."
My grandmother always used to say, take one for each hand. So,
Take
so
two. Yeah,
exactly.
take two. Yes. Now, TK, uh, Perio and T-Wow, they've been making cookies for a long time. It's been absolutely beautiful. And I'm very happy to be doing the Cookie Possum Trot Bakery. It was easy to organize, and the I'm trying to build up some dividend points. So when I get to those pearly gates and St. Peter's there, looking at the good book, I can come up with a kind of an argument at why I should go in.
Well, Douglas, I'm glad to see that you're planning ahead.
And TK, Christmas is a week away, and we have amazingly only two sets of decorations that are up right now. And I believe we've got some pictures. They're the balloon blow up pictures.
Yeah, yeah, I got those. I'll make a little melody of those, and I'll just put them all, have Kevin put them all together so everyone can see them at once.
Oh, okay. Well, we've only got two in the neighborhood. So I guess there's going to be a little scurrying around to uh, get it all up. But we only have two right now. So that's it.
Well, I might be able to find some. You
Oh,
know,
that's good. That's
yeah.
good. But since it's a week away, I want Santa Claus to know what I'm expecting from him. And I think we have a little picture of a car that I'd like to have.
Yeah, I saw that, Douglas. I gotta say, you got good taste.
Thank you. TK, it's always a pleasure seeing you a week before Christmas. It's coming. It's a beautiful time of the year. I've got my candy cane right here, and more are coming. And I wish you and your family the best on this week as you prepare for Christmas. And we'll see you real soon. Go Cowboys!
Aaron Gobra.